Hey signers, are you looking for practical tips for overcoming fears of learning ASL? In this video, I am going to give you 4 lessons that I have learned through my personal experiences. This is an excerpt straight from one of our weekly live streams exclusively available to our accelerated members. Check the link in the description to learn how you can join. So let's learn how to grow your signing skills. Hi everyone! How are you guys? We doing great? Is your brain just like mush right now from all the ASL? No, I'm seeing some yeses and I'm seeing some nos. Yeah. Well, I am happy you guys are here tonight. There are so many people just like popping up right now. Oh, I'm so excited to see you all again. What are we gonna discuss tonight? Well, we're gonna be talking about our fears, getting rid of them. Maybe it's fear of somebody signing at you and you going, I don't know it. Or maybe it's fear of how to get it out. Or maybe it's fear of actually talking with a person who is deaf or hard of hearing. There can be many different things. And so Mom, do you want to put on your mic so that way we can banter back and forth? Sorry,
sure.
My glasses.
I'm on.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
I hope they can tell the difference in our voices.
Oh, yes. Okay, funny thing about that is whenever I was younger, I would answer the phone and I'd be like, hello. And then my aunt, so her sister, would be like, Darla? And I was like, no, this is Meredith. And so, I mean, our voices, we sign a lot alike. We sound alike. And I mean, we look alike too. So,
yeah.
Okay. So let's focus on what I mean by breaking down our fears and specifically how do we do that, right? Because that's a big like loaded thing because you're like, okay, I'm not going to a therapy session. But in all honesty, from us, we had our fears.
Sure.
And so we're going to share with you guys a little bit about that tonight. So first, I want us to point out that we have our fears, but we have to go back to our why. All right? Why are we learning ASL? Why are we wanting to do this? Could it be because you have a deaf coworker? Could it be that you think it's a beautiful language? Could it be that you want to use it in church someday? Could it be that you maybe want to make it a profession? So type over in the comments what your why is, and I would love to see those pop up, you guys. I know that like sometimes we type that out in our kind of Kahoot game and just like the reason we're doing it, but there's a reason and then there's like our why. And that's what we need to do is follow our why. Keep on going back. Why am I pushing myself? Why am I pushing myself? Okay, so as it's coming up, a coworker, the best way to show respect to people who use the language, it's beautiful, a personal interest, it seems fun and I'd like to help interpret at church. I want to be able to help the language communication interpret one day. Oh my goodness. These are so great. My hearing. I want to learn ASL because it's so beautiful and I would love to have a deaf friend. Oh yes. I love it to be able to maybe use it in church and interpret. Okay. These are amazing whys. And I want you to keep on going back to that. When that fear sets in, you have to give yourself a pause and think, okay, but what is my purpose of this? If you are finding this video valuable this far, hit that like button. As I mentioned before, this video is straight from our accelerated program. Our weekly Live with Meredith is just one feature that we have in our program. We offer on-demand courses, online practice materials, exercise videos, community chats, and huge discounts. Our annual and lifetime members get half off of our intensives. These live courses focus on building your signing skills through teacher support and a community of other signers learning just like you. Our next intensive is always just around the corner. Check the link in the description to find out when that is. Whether you are a beginning signer or wanting to freshen up your conversational skills, this program is for you, and we can't wait to meet you.
I'm just reading all of these, and they're great reasons why. There was someone in there that talked about elementary school, and I was very young when I got interested in it as well, and didn't really do anything with it until I was 37. So I went back to school, which is 37 isn't old because someone's getting close to that age.
Stop.
Don't know who it is. And
not yet.
Not yet, not this year. But there were all of these younger students in the class as well, and then they were just picking it up. Their brains were just like picking it up, and I was like, struggling. And I had my own fears because I was older, and I thought, I'm not doing as well as these other kids in this class, and I'm never going to learn this, and it's so hard. And but the desire, the passion that I had for it helped me push through those fears and help me go forward. And was it scary? Yeah, it was really scary. And back when we were taking our program, they forced us to go out to these, the silent dinners. And back in the day, you had to have a deaf person sign the paper to prove that you talked to this deaf person. And yeah, I see some grimaces. People are like, yeah. So we had to have their name and who we met, and then we would have to come back to class and talk about it. So it really forced us to get out there and converse, and it was scary, but yet that's what we needed. That it's immersion into that language. It's like any other language that you might be learning. We can learn from the book, we can learn through classes, but you've got to converse, you've got to get in there and start using it and push past those fears. And remember, one of my professors always said, nobody died, right? Nobody died. So, and we didn't. We were scared, but we got through it. And yes, did I make mistakes? Sure. Did I understand what everybody was saying? No, but yeah, I'm nodding my head. I'm like, again, please. So that was my beginning as a 37-year-old, going back to school again to learn a new language.
Mm-hmm. And I love that you brought that up, because that's the next point. Did we make mistakes?
Yes.
All the time. Every time. We still do. We still go, oops.
Yep.
Nope. This is what I mean.
We do.
And it's just like our English language. We make mistakes when talking, and we go, oops, that's not what I meant.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then we go on. Does that mean that we're not proficient in our own language? No, it just means we know how to correct our mistakes, right? It's the same with ASL. You go, oop, nope. Let me fix that. Here is one that I would like to share with you guys. This was a big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I was in the interpreting program with my mom back several years ago. And it was our bachelor's program. The both of us were doing it together. She had already had her bachelor's, but decided why not do it again, right?
Just get another bachelor's. Why not?
So we were in this class. We took the same classes together for 2 years. Sat next to each other, shared the same book. It made sense. All right. So one of the classes was a deaf-blind class. And we were learning how to sign, low vision, like all the different ways that you sign with a deaf-blind person. And at the end of the year, or I guess like the semester, we were required to go on this 3-day trip to the deaf-blind camp. And we, as students, became the deaf-blind interpreters.
And God.
We had not physically worked with a deaf-blind person before, but they sent us in to this camp for 3 days, partnered us up with another person who had some experience, and with the deaf-blind person. The person that I was like partnered up with was the president of the Arkansas Deaf-Blind Association, and he stood up on the stage and did his presentations to this whole massive room of people who had interpreters, all of like all the people. I don't even know how many people there were.
A couple of hundred.
Yeah, 200. Let's say it was probably around 200, because you had the people who were deaf and blind plus 2 interpreters with them. SSPs is what you call them, support service providers. So it was like, 3 people in these like small little groups all around. Here I was up on like the stage in front of all of these people, and he's presenting and I'm standing next to him. And then when feedback comes from the audience, I watch and then I copy sign into his hand. And he does tracking because he has Usher syndrome. His eyesight is very narrowed down. And he knows that someday he will completely lose his eyesight. So he does a tracking system as I'm signing in his hand. Well, there was a private message being given. And I was supposed to come right in front of him and sign it back to him to keep it hidden, a private message. But instead, I did not do that. I tried to move him sideways backwards while we were at the edge of the stage. And when I moved him, he thought that we were supposed to be getting off the stage. And he starts moving, stepping forward, and I have to grab him before he falls off the stage. The whole entire room goes,
yeah.
And I am mortified. Like that, here I am. I almost like took this man off of the stage in front of 200 plus people. I kept on going. I held my composure. Did I feel like falling down on the ground and just like hiding for all eternity? Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. I switched with the interpreter. We finished the night. I went back to my room that was shared with all of these people. It was, like bunk style. And I lost it, like bawling. And then my teacher came into the room, sat down with me, and she said, "You kept going. Nothing happened. He was fine. You were fine. You kept on going. Tomorrow's a new day." I mean, that was a huge mess up, right? Yes. But like my mom said, her teacher said, "Did anybody die?" No, right? So I think the focus of it is is that you go, poop. And then you do it again, right? Oops, I messed up. Try again, right? You will mess up. But don't be so hard on yourself, okay? I think, Darla, I mean, you've had mess ups before.
I was interpreting one time, and so I know the language, and I remember I was just in this class signing, and they said, and this place has so many restaurants, and I signed, we have many restrooms. And the deaf kid looked at me and goes, wow, they need to go to the bathroom bad. I said, no, restaurants. So, it's okay. You laugh about it. You have to. You just have to laugh about it and go on. And again, if you make mistakes, and you will, just back up and just start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, when you're conversing with us or a deaf or hard of hearing person at a silent dinner, the deaf and hard of hearing are thrilled that you're learning their language. They're thrilled to death, and they're very, very patient. They'll be patient with you. If you ask them to repeat, they'll repeat. If you need to go slow and you're struggling, they understand. They'll feed you the information. So you just got to push through it and try.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mistakes will be had.
And I do want to add that the person that I was interpreting for at that time, he continued to allow me to be his interpreter. And then even after that camp, he contacted my mom and I and asked us, hey, my mom and I were doing I guess like a road trip or something. We will pay for your hotel if you'll come be our interpreters. So he still had that trust in us. It wasn't that there was anything that was lost. He continued to see that that we were competent people.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to share that like what my mom was saying, they are thrilled. They want, they encourage. So I think that the fear factor is just the fear that you put on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, I'm seeing some head nods. Okay.
I just want to say one more thing. I still today, as an interpreter of 21 years, if I'm having to interpret in front of other interpreters, and other interpreters would agree too, we all get a little bit afraid because, you think, oh, I'm not going to sign it like they do. We're going to do things a little bit different. And we're fearful of a little bit of that judgment, but that's my own fear that I'm putting on myself, like Meredith is saying.
Yeah. And another one of my notes is perfection is overrated.
Yeah.
Don't put perfection on yourself. It is. I know from experience, I try perfect. That just throw that out the window. It is, yes, it's impossible. You cannot expect perfection. So don't put that on yourself. And then also, now that we've come through all of that, put yourself in a situation to make yourself a little bit uncomfortable.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is try something that just pushes you a little bit to challenge your skills and go, okay, I can do this. I know some things. I don't know all things, but I know some things. And the some things that I know, I can do. All right? So I just know that so many of you guys are doing the program right now, and maybe you feel like, oh, I don't know this. I don't know this. How do I do this? This. I need more of this. But what you are doing is you are growing and you are building on a language that you do have some skills, and use those skills that you have and challenge yourself and push yourself. So this was your like pep talk in the middle of the week. So yes, okay. Now that you have learned these 4 tips, go out and do it. And if you are looking for a community to support you as you are learning ASL, then go and check out our accelerated program in the description. And until next time, keep learning how to sign.